Go ahead, fire away.
Fired up there. How do you feel?
It was good. We knew it was going to be a tough game. We talked about it last night. Ultimately, we won the second half, and that was what was really important in this game, get control in the second half. Thought our defense did a great job. Came out in the second half after giving 20 in the first half. Really held them to a field goal, but that came on a short field off that pick that they had, and then did a great job allowing the offense to regain some momentum. And I thought the 93-yard scoring drive there with 9.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter really put that game away from us. And then obviously we gave up the touchdown late. We don't want to do that, but our defense just kind of playing bend but don't break there and gave us a great chance to win.
That 93-yard drive, what was the most impressive thing Burrow showed you on that drive?
Well, I thought he was really decisive. He didn't want some incompletions. We didn't see the easiest looks tonight. They did a good job packaging their stuff. They had their defense back. They did a great job, trying to put a lot of pressure on us, especially on second down. Joe, I thought, handled that really well and found the guy that had the best matchup, even when it didn't entirely work out. I thought on that last drive, TB really stepped up big time. He had the back shoulder inside fade, and then he had kind of the pull away on the 4 verticals. That was big. So those guys really stepped up. And I thought the protection all day was really good. I know there was a sack where at an empty, Burrow tried to kind of turn it into a draw on the fly and got sacked. So I know that one's going to go on the line, but really that was him trying to make a play on a makeshift quarterback draw. But I thought those guys did a great job giving him time.
Zach, what about the job Samaje did filling in for Joe and overall?
He always does that. It's every role you ask him to play, he's going to do it. Whether it's the second half feature back when Joe's out, whether it's playing his role on third down or some of the other packages we put him in, he's just as reliable as they come, very dependable. And we don't take him for granted because we understand how valuable a piece he is to our team.
Boyd doesn't do anything except for the last 8 minutes. He 2 huge catches, and then he's there at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, he seems to be that kind of a.
Yeah, I mean, over the course of the game, it was kind of a quirky game how it played out from a offensive play calling standpoint. I wanted to get him involved. It just wasn't working out that way. So the interception actually was going to be a big play to him, the one TJ got. I think TB did a great job of winning. That was going to be a big play, and next thing you know, it's an interception. Crazy. But he's always reliable. He always just waits his turn and knows when his number's called, he's going to be expected to make the play, and that's exactly what he did on the last drive.
Can you give us your thoughts on T. Higgins' 9 catches for 148 yards tonight, and then what type of statement do you feel like your team made tonight? No Chase, no Mixon for most of the game.
Yeah.
What did you think of the team?
Well, starting with T, he just – when his number's called, you just expect him to make the play every single time. And he and Joe just have such a great rapport. T's such a smart football player. He's got a great understanding when the ball's going to come his way. Did a great job communicating with me on some routes that he wanted as the game went based on how they were playing him. I thought that was awesome. And so, T just always steps up big time for us. And again, every team in the league is going to deal with players being out, and you got to find a way to overcome that. I think our guys, Trenton Irwin just got a game ball, stepping up, getting his first touchdown. Mike Thomas steps up. Trent Taylor steps up. So we've got a lot of faith in that entirety of that room, and those guys stepped up. Travion Williams, when his number was called, his first carry, I think, was an 8-yard tough run. Almost broke another one there. I think he maybe had 2 or 3 carries. So, again, just the depth has really stepped up. And they're guys that we've had in the building for a long time. And so we got a lot of faith in them for that reason.
There's a second straight week that one of the running backs broke the franchise record. Samaje, first running back after receiving TDs. What does that tell you about your offense that you can have different guys step in and have big performances like this?
We got great players. And those guys understand what the standard is, and they live up to it every single week. They put in the work consistently, which is just great for me to see as a coach. So when their number's called, Burrow's got the faith to find a way to get it to them, and they can step up to the plate and deliver for this team.
Is this offense operating kind of how you envision it would at the beginning of the year when you look at what you've done over the last 5 weeks?
Yeah, I mean, we feel like we've been winning a lot of games as of late. I know that one got away from us, but I thought we played good football today. It's not perfect, but I thought we handled the conditions really well. We were mentally ready for it. We were ready for what they threw at us defensively. I thought our guys did a great job handling that. It's a really good defense. And so, again, I'm really pleased with today. But that doesn't mean we're going to be pleased with next Sunday. We got 7 days of work we got to put in to go play a really good Tennessee Titans team on the road, and it's probably going to be a similar style in terms of the physicality that we face today.
First division win, Zach, and it coming on the road in this hostile environment down 3 at halftime.
Yeah.
What does it mean for that team?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing we can do about the earlier part of the season and the ones that got away from us. We can just focus on the present. And I thought our guys did a great job of just having a very narrow focus this week and doing everything it took to feel like we feel in that locker room. That was our message. That was our theme. Let's be congratulating each other in the locker room, and then let's be ready to move on to next week. And so I'm really happy to see what those guys are enjoying right now.
All right, I didn't figure something.
Yeah, he's just these conditions weren't great. The field isn't great. He just stepped up and delivered. I thought Drew Chrisman did a nice job. You know, it's not the greatest conditions for him either, and I do a great job with the holds and had a great punt there. That punt him inside the 10-yard line. So, and then Cal. You know, all three of those guys really stepped up and did their jobs and allowed us to win.
Zach, who else got game balls besides Trent?
The two sack masters there, the Bash brothers, Trey and Sam, that gave us a lot of momentum there in the second half. And then we gave, the guys that had big production on offense. There were several of those guys.
Zach, can you provide some insight on what happens with Burrow and some of the batted passes, and if there's anything you can do as a quarterback, or is that just...
They're great at it. It's not just us. You watch every game that they play. They do a great job at it. And I think Miles Jack got one of them on a twist. So some of them, you're watching, and they're in twists. They're engaging the line, and then they're throwing their hand up at the last second. They do a great job. The Watt brothers have always been tops in the league. My first game in the NFL, J.J. Watt, I think, batted 4 passes when he played for the Texans, and I thought this is going to be terrible coaching in this league if that's what defensemen do every snap. And TJ, really LC was all over him, pushing him, and how he got the ball off, I will never understand. But they do a great job with that. That's something that they probably emphasize. They got great pros up front that do a really good job of batting balls.
Zach, what stood out to you with the blocking on those first 2 touchdowns that Samaje had, especially the first one? What did you think of that, and how do you compare that to just the performance from week 1 from the offensive line?
I think his first one was a screen, and those guys did a great job in space. So it would have been Kappa and Ted probably were leading the charge there, and they did a great job. It's really the same. It might have been the same exact call we had against Kansas City on the road last year. Same touchdown, same situation. Those guys in front did a great job, and Samaje is really in phase with them to allow to read their blocks and set it up and then get to the pylon.
Talk about the 93-yard touchdown drive. You also have the 92-yard touchdown drive in the second quarter.
Nice.
That's a defense that doesn't give those up. I think you guys only faced 1 third down on those 2 long drives. Was that as in rhythm as the offense has felt? I
thought so. I thought it was easy to call. I just felt like it was going our way, and there was a whole range of play calls we were engaged in there, and our guys really responded. I wouldn't say we got consistent looks. They were really changing up their fronts and coverages and playing different personnel groupings even on second down. And I thought our guys did an awesome job managing that and allowing us to stay in some flow there without the third downs that we ran into.
What switched defensively in the second half? Big difference between the first half and the second half?
Better communication. I think that's the biggest thing.
Is this the momentum building that you were looking for from that bye?
I feel like we've had good momentum. This team's in a really good place, and so again, we feel like we've played really good football most of the last several weeks we've had, and this is the expectation when we go on the road that we find wins in this division this way. I know that the guys are going to be excited to get cranked up and go back to Tennessee next Sunday. It's going to be a hard-fought game, and our guys will be amped up and ready for it.
What'd you think about your offensive line? They were on the line after that game against Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I mean, pitched a completely different game.
Awesome. I really thought they did a tremendous job, and gave us time. That's a great front. They brought a lot of pressures. They really did a great job with the protection plan and the communication over the course of the game in tough noise environment. It's 2 sacks, and again, I know one of them was Joe trying to turn it into a draw, and the other one was a really extended third down that I think they did a good job for the most part, and he was just trying to make a play and got taken down. So I thought those guys did a really nice job up front.
Did you give your tackles much help, or did it look like they were doing it?
Off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you how much, but we always depends on the concept sometimes when we're just trying to buy a little bit more time.
Touching on that, Zach, how comfortable did Joe Burrow look in the pocket? It seemed like he was really moving around, doing what he wanted from the beginning, really up until just that 93-yard drive, like you said.
He's always comfortable. It's the whole world could be falling down around him, and that just goes into his preparation and what makes him so great. And again, he's a special player. We're lucky to have him. Thank you.